Hi, it's Claudia from Create with Claudia. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'm showing you my August Island Batik Ambassador project. Normally in the past month I've done sort of a little bonus project where I'll show you the quilt and then I'll show you sort of a free pattern, like placemats or something like that. This time around, August was just way too busy for me to do anything extra. I did do 2 quilts and I'm going to show you both of them. This month the Island Batik Ambassadors were given a tool from Studio 180 Designs, like a special ruler, and I got the corner beam, and this is what I made with it. The August challenge is actually also a blog hop for all of the ambassadors. Each of us is given 4 blog hops a year, and we get 4 different lines of fabric, new fabric from Island Batik. My line for August was Proud Peacock. It's designed by Kathy Engel, and it's in stores as of September, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's either late August or September. Again, Proud Peacock, absolutely gorgeous. And I hope you can see it. I hope it comes up on camera. Greens and blues, a couple little butter yellows, turquoises. It reminded me of the beach. And actually, we went on vacation in August. We went out to the West Coast, and I took this along and took a few pictures, which I'll show during the video. The name of my quilt is Butterfly Wings. You can sort of see them popping out here. I really wanted to highlight not only the fabric, but I really wanted to highlight that corner beam ruler from Deb Tucker's Studio 180 design. That's a new ruler to me, and I really like the way it turned out. I'll show you in a little bit what the individual blocks turn out to be. These were actually set on point, so it gives you a little bit of an idea. And then the way you trim with that ruler is you actually get some extra trimmings, some sort of leftover trimmings, and for that I used that for the border around the side. The other quilt that I made was this one, and this was with all of the trimmings, all of those little trimmings that you get from when you use this ruler, and again I'll show you that in a minute. And I just love this. It's just a little make. It's for my wall hanging. I'll probably put it behind on my studio wall somewhere. I call it Shards of Glass, and it just is a totally different look with the same fabric and the same ruler. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't have an extra bonus project for you, but I'd love you to hang around. I want to show you the tool I got and maybe a little bit up close and some more pictures of the quilts. It is a little bit more like a show and tell this month. Life got the better of me this month. We went on vacation, and then to top it off, we're now empty nesters. We took our child to college the other day. So lots of big changes in August. But I will be right back, and I'm going to show you that ruler and a little bit of the up close of both of the quilts. Okay, so I've adjusted my camera a little bit, and I wanted to show you what this corner beam tool looks like. You get this pamphlet which tells you everything you need to know how to use it, and you can actually do from 1-inch finish size to 6-inch finish size. So it's really versatile. Whoops! And this is what the ruler actually looks like. It's sort of an odd shape. I've never seen one like this before, but let me tell you, it makes really, really pretty blocks. So you get the ruler, and then it comes with this instruction manual. And then this is what you come up with. That's what the finished block, or well, yeah, it's not finished yet because it's not in a quilt yet, but these are, I just gave you 2 different colors here. You can see what they look like. Really nice squares. You can put them any way you wanted. Like I said, in my quilt, which I'll show you in a second, I put them on point. I really wanted to show off that block and just sort of show that sort of corner, that beam, that little pointed beam there. You get great 1/4-inch seam allowance measurements and really sharp points. I love that, and I'm not always really good at that. And like I said, once you've cut it, once you do all the trimming, and if you watch her video, she goes into real detail about the trimming and everything, you end up with extras. And these are just examples of a couple of the extras. I used them for that other smaller quilt and for the border around my butterfly wings. But this is what you end up with, and what I ended up doing to get my smaller quilt is I sewed, well, let's see, I sewed them together like this. Nice thing about batiks is you can sort of flip them over, and with most of them, not all of them, but most of them you can flip over. Sometimes there is not a wrong or a right side. Sometimes there is, but not always. So that is what you get when you use the Deb Tucker Studio 180 corner beam ruler. And let me just show you up close my quilts. So I'm going to show you up close. Sorry, it took me a second to position it. Because what I tried to do with the group of fabrics, Island Batik, for all of our challenges, or not all of them, excuse me, for our 4 blog hops per year, they send us a bundle of the fabric line. Again, this was Proud Peacock, designed by Kathy Engel. And then for the background, they sent us some sprinkles. That's from their foundations line, their neutrals. And I just thought that really made these colors pop. And you can just see I used every color except for the 2 darker blue ones, which I used for the binding. But you can just see how it goes from, tried to go for an ombre effect, so from these lighter ones all the way down. And let me see if I can move this without, you can just see these gorgeous fabrics. And we went to the West Coast, and I took this with me on the plane. My family rolled their eyes at me because they thought I was crazy to bring a quilt along. Let me show you some more. And then it goes all the way to like a dark green. And there's a couple of those darker blues, but like I said, I use a lot of it in my in the binding as well. And then you can quickly see how I use some of those trimmings for the border to give it a little more sparkle. So what I was saying there actually was we went to the West Coast, and a couple places we went which were really interesting to me. I had never been to Southern California, so we went to Joshua Tree National Park, where I have some pictures of the quilt, and then we went to the Pacific Coast with that gorgeous water. Boy, is it cold though. I'm not used to that cold water, so it sort of waded in it a little bit, but the colors actually just match this quilt, the fabric line, perfectly. But here is the other quilt. This is what I call shards of glass, just sort of in memory of all the beautiful sea colors that we saw out in California. I actually made this really quickly because I had all those trimmings left that I showed you earlier. Let me just find those really quickly. And I just sewed them together and then put them together like this. And it reminded me a little bit of broken glass, so I call this shards of glass. And it's just a great little make. It was easy to do and a great way to use up some scraps. If you follow my blog or follow my YouTube channel, you definitely know I like scrap quilts. So that's my show and tell of my 2 quilts I made this month for my blog hop. And I wanted to show you really quickly the thread I used. This was given to us at the beginning of the year in our first set of, first delivery of Island Batik Ambassador boxes. This is Aurifil. This is number 4661. And it's like a variegated green and white. And you know what? It perfectly matched this. So I used that for this smaller quilt, and I also used it for my larger quilt. So there you have it. There's my show and tell for the August Island Batik blog hop. Thank you to Island Batik, to Studio 180 Deb Tucker, to Aurifil for that thread. And the one thing I did forget to mention when I showed it to you up at the beginning was the one of the things we got in our July boxes for the Island Batik Ambassador boxes was Hobbs fusible batting, and that is the batting that I used in this quilt. It was awesome batting. I didn't have to pin baste anything. I hate pin basting. That is probably my least favorite thing to do, is pin baste a quilt. So that Hobbs fusible was awesome for this project. Made it easy to quilt to, and it's easy to machine quilt through that too. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I'd also really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. I always love new subscribers. Thank you so much. I am on social media at Create with Claudia, and coming up in September, our Island Batik Ambassador Challenge is a bag from Patterns by Annie. And I've already done mine because I made mine for my daughter who just went off to college. And I'm kind of wishing I hadn't given it to her, but she really wanted it. It looks great on her, but I can't wait to show you that too. That's in September. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.